Hello and welcome back to our channel. The political landscape in the United States has once again taken a dramatic turn, creating waves not only in Washington but around the world. A storm is brewing as new revelations, unexpected statements, and intense power struggles grip the Capitol. In today's in-depth 15-minute analysis, we'll dive deep into what's really happening behind the walls of the White House and how these events could reshape America's future. The week began with shocking developments as top officials within the administration faced mounting pressure over policy decisions that have stirred both domestic and international controversy. The president's recent remarks have intensified the political debate, leading many to question the direction of American leadership. Analysts believe this could be the start of a major political shift as both allies and rivals react sharply to the unfolding events. So, what exactly kicked off this latest firestorm? It all started with a leaked memo that suggested a significant shift in foreign policy, one that caught many by surprise. These documents, combined with a series of off-the-cuff remarks from the president during a press conference, sent shockwaves through the political establishment. For many, it seemed to confirm a pivot away from long-standing alliances, raising serious questions about the administration's strategic vision. Immediately, the fallout was palpable. Key cabinet members were called for emergency meetings, and whispers of internal disagreements grew louder. The press secretary faced a barrage of questions but offered only vague reassurances, fueling further speculation. This lack of clarity has created a vacuum. And as we all know, in politics, a vacuum is quickly filled with noise, speculation, and often chaos. Meanwhile, the opposition is not just watching from the sidelines. They are seizing this moment. Prominent figures have launched a wave of criticism, accusing the current leadership of losing touch with the American people and acting recklessly on the world stage. They argue that these moves undermine national security and destabilize global partnerships that have taken decades to build. And this frustration isn't just confined to the halls of Congress. Protesters have taken to the streets in several major cities, from New York to Los Angeles, voicing their frustration over the economy, foreign policies, and internal governance. Chants for transparency and accountability are growing louder, and these demonstrations are gaining media attention, putting even more pressure on the administration. In the digital space, social media platforms are a battleground. Hashtags related to the controversy have been trending for days, flooded with reactions, passionate debates, and yes, a fair share of conspiracy theories. Every tweet, post, and video is shaping public opinion in real time, creating a complex and often polarized narrative that can be difficult to navigate. This digital discourse is a powerful force, influencing how mainstream media covers the story and how citizens perceive the actions of their leaders. The tension isn't just a domestic issue, either. Internationally, world leaders are closely monitoring America's internal turmoil. From Europe to Asia, governments are recalibrating their diplomatic approaches, uncertain of what the next move from Washington might be. Ambassadors are being summoned, and foreign ministries are releasing cautious statements, trying to strike a balance between maintaining relations and signaling their concerns. Economic markets have also shown signs of volatility. The Dow and the Nasdaq have experienced jitters as investors brace for potential policy shifts that could impact global trade and supply chains. The uncertainty is making big business nervous, and economists are warning that prolonged political instability could have a chilling effect on an already fragile global economy. So, let's break down the sequence of events more clearly. What triggered this storm? Who are the key players? And what could it all mean for America's political future? As we discussed, the catalyst was the leaked memo and the president's remarks. The key players are, of course, the president and his inner circle, the dissenting officials within the administration, the opposition leaders capitalizing on the moment, and the public, whose opinion will ultimately shape the political consequences. To understand the full picture, let's analyze the major statements. The administration insists its policies are designed to put American interests first, arguing that a bold, new approach is necessary to navigate a changing world. They dismiss the criticism as fear-mongering from an establishment resistant to change. On the other side, critics are framing this as a crisis of leadership. They point to the reactions from allies as proof that the administration's approach is isolating the United States. They argue that effective leadership requires predictability and trust, both of which they claim are now in short supply. The media narrative is also a crucial element, with different outlets framing the events in starkly different ways, further polarizing the public. As we move deeper into this discussion, it's important to highlight expert opinions. We've spoken with political analysts, economists, and international relations commentators, and there's a growing consensus that America is standing at a crossroads. Some argue that this crisis, while chaotic, might awaken a new wave of political reform. They believe that the intense scrutiny could lead to greater transparency and force a much-needed national conversation about America's role in the world. From this perspective, the current turmoil is a necessary, albeit painful, step towards a more accountable and responsive government. It could shake up the status quo and lead to a political realignment. Others, however, fear it could deepen the already stark divisions within the country. They worry that the partisan bickering and lack of consensus could lead to legislative gridlock, making it impossible to address pressing issues like the economy, healthcare, and climate change. Furthermore, they warn that a politically divided America could weaken the nation's global influence, creating a power vacuum that other global actors might be eager to fill. This could have long-term consequences for international stability and cooperation. This brings us to the crucial, overarching question. Is this just another phase of political theater, or are we witnessing the beginning of a fundamental transformation in American politics? Is this a temporary storm that will pass, or are the foundations of the political system genuinely shifting? It's tempting to become cynical and dismiss it all as partisan noise. However, the stakes feel particularly high this time. The combination of internal pressure, public outcry, and international concern suggests that something significant is underway. The decisions made in the coming weeks and months could very well define the next chapter in America's story. We've unpacked the events, the players, and the potential outcomes. Now, the future remains unwritten. It will be shaped by the actions of our leaders, the engagement of citizens, and the unfolding of events on the global stage. What is certain is that we are living through a pivotal moment in political history. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth analysis. We want to hear what you think. Is this a crisis or an opportunity? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future content. We appreciate your support. See you next time.